So I'm Tennille.
Andy. I didn't know we was announcing ourselves. I'm Angelisa. Hey, hi.
And what's the name? What we gonna do? What's the name? Surviving.
Surviving adulthood.
Okay.
We surviving adulthood. You are too.
Yes.
If you didn't know.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure you know. And so I'm covering my midsection. Anyways, so we just figured that we just do this because people that are in our age group from 25 to 35 or a little older are experiencing the same things that we're experiencing, such as like trying to do better with our finances, literally live better, live in the moment, and also make some real changes. So not only in our own lives, but in other people's lives. So here you have it.
Hi.
So what's going on?
Right. What's not going on? For me, I was just telling Angelisa, breaking soul ties.
Did y'all talk? Okay, so just backstory. They just came from like a women's event. And so did they talk about that at all?
So we touched on breaking soul ties. We talked about different kind of relationships, from people being single, people in marriages, people with kids, people without kids. So we talked about just like a lot of different things. It was more like an open forum and just.
So what did they say about soul ties?
How can we kill them?
How can you kill them?
For those that don't know what soul ties is, it's like when you fornicate or I mean I just didn't even know. So I mean like when you intermingle with the opposite sex or not with the opposite sex.
So basically, if you having sex before marriage, with anybody,
right?
Intimacy.
Intimacy. That's what I was looking for.
I'm like, cause I don't know what she's talking about.
Intimacy. If you have intimacy,
right,
you're taking on things that they have attached to them. So if you ever heard the song Bag Lady, Erykah Badu, you have your own issues, and you transfer them via intimacy.
Right.
So
that's
whatever
you
you
had going on
passes on through the other person and vice versa.
Right.
So that's what that is. So what did she say? She said kill him, or how to kill him.
So I was like, because for me, different things that I've experienced, and also like people around me dealing with things like that, and like how you feel like somebody has such a strong hold over you, or
and you just keep cutting
it
back.
Like, why?
Have
what is this
that
one
connection.
thing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, you know what it is,
right? But why?
But like, it's like why, and like
what's
I really didn't know
it?
how to answer that question. And then recently, I was telling Angelisa, I'm like, listen. I didn't realize how, I guess, attached I was to somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it was like gone. It wasn't a thing. But then when they just fell from the sky, I'm like, or
you like, hey,
from wherever they came from.
Hey, remember them there.
Like,
you're like, hey, I'm available. I'm free.
Right. Like, but am I? Like, do I want?
Do I want
that in my space? And like, so she was saying to break soul ties. One, I asked, how do you identify it?
That's
how
a good question.
You know that this is a soul tie, like, and she was saying like it'll be that stronghold, like that urgent need to like feel like you have to be, like with them, or like just
when it's unnecessary.
Yeah, like you just feel like oh, I don't know, like it's that feeling. It's something I can't explain, but. It's just like that.
It's a hold.
There.
It's a hold that's unnecessary. Yeah. So and it don't really allow you to move on. So like even if you have dated somebody else, or even perhaps even gotten married, you could still have that soul tie if you don't take care of it. But I'm sure I heard of a remedy through like a sermon or something on how to like move on. But I definitely don't remember.
Actually has one. I just literally was sitting in the car when I was outside. I'm like, let me look up some how to break soul ties, because I feel like that's something common amongst our age range, because everybody's not holding out on, you know, intimacy
right.
before marriage.
Yeah.
So,
which I'm just gonna put out there. I don't even believe in that.
listen,
Intimacy before marriage or holding out?
Like holding out. Like I don't think, you know. I just don't think like
I'm
it's
not a
unreal.
virgin. I have kids.
Well, I have a son, but I'm just saying that
I've been watching
when you
Medea, and I'm like, I'm all for clink clank. Like, I'm just gonna lock it down.
well, lock it down is different, right? But if you were in a committed relationship, right, somebody was like sincerely courting you,
right?
You may not to say that you would, but you may be more inclined to say, okay, I'm okay with
Right,
sleeping
like
with you.
I'm okay.
Yeah, right. Or if you made that agreement with each other to say, well, we both not virgins, right?
Right.
And then we're gonna save ourselves and we're gonna move forward for marriage.
Right.
But I do think like, I mean, in the back of my mind, I just think like, what happened if I was with somebody and the sex was not good?
Right.
Okay, so
or with you, not with you, but married to
that
you.
Connection that you build with somebody before. So like it's like everything else is so good.
It is mental, but come on now.
Sex is mental. I can be with the dirtiest,
like,
grimiest N-word in the world, and if we're engaging in intercourse, and I know I'm thinking in the back of my mind because I'm a woman,
of course.
So I'm like, this trifling nigga,
right?
This ain't even all that good,
right?
It's a mental thing for me. So if I'm not mentally aroused by you, like it's not gonna be good anyway.
That's true too. It can't. Well, you know, you hear the stories that somebody came and was just like, boom. And not even like grimy, like he's just like a womanizer or something. Mm-hmm. Like he's a pretty boy and he just puts it down and you just be like, oh. But I'm just saying more so just like the guy is great, he's a good person, the chemistry is there, but then the sex is awful.
Have you experienced that though before?
I have not.
See?
I don't know.
I have not.
I don't know. Like especially if all of those things are like you know, like you feeling like the little butterfly.
Yeah. Somebody that you like, I haven't, but that is a thought in the back. That's why I say it's a thought in the back of my mind.
Right.
Like that, you know, what happened if that did take place? Like, what would I have done? But I'm not in that seat anymore.
Right.
So.
I don't know. In order for me to have like a real moment and a real climax, it's all mental, and I cannot do that with a trash.
No, it is. I mean, I definitely agree. It is mental. It is. At least, I mean, I think in general for women, it is mental. That's just how we work. That's how we operate, right? But I definitely do think people need to look up how to release yourself from the soul ties, and I'm sure we'll have information like at the bottom of the video somewhere.
Right. Maybe not. You look, Google. It's your life, okay?
We can put our comments like you said, you know, and find the name of the sermon from T.D. Jakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Not super extensive.
Right.
No.
Right.
So so moving on. So that was good.
Right.
So
it was good. The only downfall is it's like those types of events, like women have to be in the right mind space to like self-reflect and like want a change.
Be open.
And a lot of women don't want to change. Like you're comfortable in your own
where
mud.
you are.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people, I was just having this conversation because you know how people say that phrase, you got to get it out the mud, like, or like, you know, you got to go through something to get to your next level.
Yeah.
People they enjoy that mud. Like you're basking and swimming in that mud. Like you don't want to be great. Like you're scared.
You don't want clear water.
You don't want no clear water.
You like the murky water. Yeah.
You trying to be the same. So I mean, like that's the only thing that was a downfall was that with those
Did y'all
type of
feel that
events,
people was receptive to what was happening?
the
or
people that were there
you just
needed to
really
be
into
there,
it?
I guess.
Or were you just in the zone and didn't notice?
So I felt like some people probably were scared to share.
Yeah.
Or really open up about things that they're battling with. And other people are always going to be more open.
This sounds right.
I think even for me, like, it took for somebody else to say something for me to kind of like chime in and say, oh, you know, like hearing that somebody else experienced something else. I was like, I'm not the only one battling with something like that. And like, it makes you more comfortable to be like, you know what, like, let me step out and share too, because we never know what somebody else is battling with and how we can, help support each other.
Right.
So I think that was empowering. Us just getting on a page like that and having those conversations with people and making it to where they don't feel judged or it's a trust, like a place where I could trust you and it's not gonna go
outside. A safe place.
A safe place. For me to just be like, I could vent to my friend or my sister and just have a genuine conversation. And like us being able to support each other and how can I move out of this place and not just being like, how people could be like.
Did y'all feel like, togetherness while y'all was there?
Yeah. I mean, yes, but I mean, like, this is a foreign concept, because like I was telling one of the women there, we in the Bay Area, so like therapy is not really a social norm here.
Right.
So being able to be honest and transparent, like that's just like not a thing that Black people do, period.
Right.
Especially Black women, like we
say we keep it real, but we're not like
I feel like it's always been that since we've been kids to where it's like what happens in this house stays in this house.
Keep your mouth shut. Don't nobody need to know my mind space to like self-reflect and like want a change.
Be open.
And a lot of women don't want to change. Like you're comfortable in your own
where
mud.
You are.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people, I was just having this conversation because you know how people say that phrase, you got to get it out the mud, like, or like, you got to go through something to get to your next level.
Yeah.
People they enjoy that mud. Like you're basking and swimming in that mud. Like you don't want to be great. Like you're scared.
You don't want clear water.
You don't want no clear water.
You like the murky water. Yeah.
You're trying to be the same. So I mean, like the only thing that was a downfall was that with those
did y'all
type
feel
of
like
events,
people was receptive to what was happening?
The
or
people that were there
you just really into
there, I guess.
Or were you just in the zone and didn't notice?
So. I felt like some people probably were scared to share.
Yeah.
Or really open up about things that they're battling with. And other people are always going to be more open.
This sounds right.
I think even for me, like, it took for somebody else to say something for me to kind of like chime in and say, oh, like, hearing that somebody else experienced something else, I was like, I'm not the only one battling with something like that, and like it makes you more comfortable to be like, you know what, like let me step out and share too, because we never know what somebody else is battling with and how we can, help support each other.
Right.
So I think that was empowering. Us just getting on a page like that and having those conversations with people and making it to where they don't feel judged or it's a trust, like a place where I could trust you and it's not gonna go outside.
A safe place.
A safe place. For me to just be like, I could vent to my friend or my sister and just have a genuine conversation. And like us being able to support each other and how can I move out of this place and not just being like, how people could be like.
Did y'all feel like togetherness while y'all was there?
Yeah. I mean, yes, but I mean, like, this is a foreign concept, because like I was telling one of the women there, we in the Bay Area, so like therapy is not really a social norm here.
Right.
So being able to be honest and transparent, like that's just like not a thing that Black people do, period.
Right.
Especially Black women, like we
say we keep it real, but we're not like
I feel like it's always been that since we've been kids to where it's like what happens in this house stays in this house.
Keep your mouth shut.
And so we hold on to those, those things where it's like everything don't need to be shared.
Everybody don't need to know my business.
Basically.
But that's why there's a lack of healing. That's why there's a lack of growth in our community. Just period. Because like if you can't be,
we going to the OWN network. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Because if you can't own who you are, you can't grow.
Right.
So that's why it's like it's pulling teeth to even get people to come, because why do you need to know my business?
You don't want to know the truth about yourself.
Right. I don't want to look at myself in the mirror.
I said sometimes you just don't want to hear the truth.
That's true.
No.
Because you know it, but sometimes you don't want to hear it, and that's one of the things that she mentioned today about when praying sometimes, or when studying the word. Like we like to read quietly or like to ourselves, but sometimes we need to say it out loud so that we can hear it. And I was like, that makes sense, because I know for me, a lot of things, even to this day, like, it's hard to swallow certain pills when somebody brings something to me, and I be like,
yeah, because who want to hear that?
Like, you know, your face, my face be saying one thing, but I be like, you know what?
It hit a spot, a soft
But
spot.
it's stuff that we have to hear and things that we have to put ourselves in a place to be able to hear. Because how are you going to grow?
Right.
How can we grow if we're not opening up and feel, you know, like finding those conversations and building those people that you can have conversations with?
Exactly. So the big issue, or one of the underlining like themes of Black Panther was like with Killmonger. Towards the end, when he was about to die, he was basically like, you know, letting everybody know that, you know, you guys failed me. You could have taught me who I was and whose I was, but you didn't. Right. And this is a product of it. But so if we relate it back to what we're talking about with R. Kelly, he does need help, don't get me wrong. I'm not discrediting any of those women in the picture. We are all those women at some point in our lives, so of course I'm not going to discredit their stories. Right. However, are we showing our kids and our people who they are and whose they are? Because those are girls that were willing to give it all up for somebody with a couple of dollars. Like, right. You knew he was telling you to do something wrong.
Yeah.
The family, everybody.
They wanted the fame and money.
Effort.
You don't know who you are and whose you are. Like, so, I mean,
so they was falling for the
everybody.
okie. So they was falling for the okie doke. Yeah. Because that's true. Because if you know yourself, if you really have a sense of self, that's true. Even if it came to you,
about knowing yourself and like how sometimes as parents, they can shelter us from so many things because of their past
or what they experienced,
and their experiences, and then it puts us in a place where we're gullible to certain things, and then we're walking into situations blind. So that also goes back to when we first started, when we were talking about what stays in the house, you know, what happens in this house stays in the house, and we have to start communicating. We have to start
being real, being
able to speak out, and like, so that this doesn't continue to happen, because it's scary, like, to think about those type of things, and it's really disgusting.
Because also too, he's a manipulator too. So like he does to some degree. I think you have to know that you're wrong. To me, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but just my thought alone, I just think that to be a master manipulator, you know you're wrong. Because this is what you're doing. You're getting inside somebody's mind. I've seen it, not with R. Kelly, but I've seen it. And when you around a master manipulator, they make you do some stuff that, you know, it's like being in a movie. It's like being on TV, but it's your life.
I was told I was a manipulator.
Maybe you are.
I probably am. I am sometimes. I don't want to be. I mean, I don't want to be, right? But like, you kind of
that shit
know
is an art.
Doing. Yeah,
it's an art. It's a skill.
I turn it off though.
Definitely,
I turn it off.
It is.
It's not something.
And if you're using it for evil, I mean, the devil needs to strike you right where you stand.
Right where you stand.
So, but yeah. So moving on.
Right.
So he sucks. Whatever. So the taxes. We getting our taxes.
Oh, did you know that this is the longest running shutdown?
It is. It ever since, I want to say like 3 days ago.
Today.
Ever since Friday. Today makes it longest.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I posted it. Where's my Instagram? Can somebody?
Can you go?
Have Instagram.
Oh, that's right. She was like, I uninstalled.
But let me tell you. But no, I woke up in the middle of the night at like 12 o'clock, and I was on Instagram for like 2 hours, and I'm like,
you got a problem.
Let me get off.
She said 12?
Yeah, she woke up.
She did not. You was not on Instagram for 12 hours.
No, I wasn't for 12 hours. I woke up at midnight, and you know,
and she was on it for 2 hours.
Can I get on here?
Okay.
So, I felt like we never really introduced ourselves in the beginning, but I'm Andy. I have a blog, so I'll make sure to put the link below so you guys could check it out. and I'm excited for 2019 because we're gonna push through all of the things that we planned. So if you guys have ideas or things that you want to discuss as a young adult, shoot,
or like
over. Like,
not even young adult, but like
as adults, period.
As adults,
as young women, as young men.
I like to think myself as young.
Yeah,
I am young. We are young, but you know.
We are young,
but we're not in our early. But we're not even our early 20s or nothing like that. So,
right.
Yeah.
We ain't no spring
Okay.
chicken.
Why don't you tell them though? Tell them your blog
So
and where they can find you and all that. And we'll put it the information as well. But still,
everything is Love Andy's World on Instagram, Snapchat, and my blog. Everything's Love Andy's World, and it's more so just a safe space for me to vent. I've always enjoyed writing, so just getting on there and being able to vent and being free and being my true self, that's what I do there. So
boom,
Done.
There you go.
Right.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Who are you?
Variations of things, right? Okay, so I'm Tennille, and this will be on all of our platforms, but this is part of Speaking to the Mic, which Angelisa and I partnered to do. It is my baby, though, and there's variations of, or various things that you'll be able to find on there. So we got a show with, what do I want to say, Day or Daymani, that will be out soon. Not giving you the name, but you'll see it there. And I have series of interviews too. So that will be all out. So again, like Andy mentioned, you have questions. We'll do some live feeds too. So if y'all want to reach out, hey y'all.
See, we got kids. I'm not listening.
Yeah, reach out to us. We'll answer. We'll holler.
Maybe.
And who are you?
Said maybe.
Hi.
Well, y'all see who she is. Talking about maybe.
Hi. I'm Angelisa Janae. That's why people call me AJ. I create memorable moments. So
Boom.
I take lots of pictures. I help you figure out how to get yourself to the next level. Hallelujah.
Right.
So that's a little bit of what I do. If you see me on Instagram, it's developed by AJ, which essentially means exactly what I just stated. I develop memorable moments. So I'm a visual storyteller. And like Tennille said, we are working together to help others show their own story.
Indeed.
So you will see lots coming from me, lots coming from her, lots coming from Andy.
Yes.
So from here on out, y'all are just gonna be rolling with us.
Right.
You will.
Make sure
So
to
enjoy the
subscribe.
ride.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe. So moving forward. So adulting. So